Welcome to HBRV Lifestyle, the podcast. I'm the host, the Honey Badger, here to give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business, as well as other things. Now, normally I don't go online live right after I release an episode, but it's very interesting that there's been a reaction by two sides of the Brinkley ownership. And I'm not talking about the owners of Brinkley, because let's state facts. I'm a little fish in a very huge pond. I'm like a gnat that they can just flick off their shoulder. Okay, so let's just put it in that perspective. What I'm referring to is I've gotten over 36 emails in the last 20 hours, give or take. And those emails are very split and divided amongst owners of Brinkley Fifth Wheels and Brinkley Travel Trailers. One, it's like they're on one of two sides. Either one, thank you for exposing this, is probably half the group. So half of the Brinkley owners are like, thank you for exposing this. We didn't know what to do. We do know that Brinkley is taking care of the problem. I've been emailed by now 5 people that have said that Brinkley is solving the cracked sidewall issue, or at least has tried to schedule them for service to fix the problem. But they haven't told anybody what the fix is. And again, it's an internal frame problem with the frame of the sidewall. They're going to have to fix it on an individual by individual basis. Okay. It's not going to be a one fix fits all type of scenario. And I think the guys at Brinkley know that. Okay. And then there's the other half telling me I'm making up stories. That's such bullshit. You're giving out fake information. Look, yes, problems like this kill the value of your coach. Okay? They absolutely kill the value of your RV. But the reality is it's not fair to people going, the big group of people going through this problem, for it not to be talked about. Okay? And I want to be fair. Again, I want to be fair also to the corporate RV dealership YouTubers, okay, that have Brinkley on their lot. Okay, and you know who you are. It isn't something they can talk about. It's got to be someone outside of the corporate realm to talk about it. I would not be shocked if Jason from RV Miles talks about it. It would not shock me if Liz Amazing talks about it. It would not shock me if Wingman Wisdom talks about it. But the reality is we have to talk about the bad as well as the good. We got to talk about the really great and the really bad. The good, the bad, the ugly, the great. We have to talk about it all, especially when it comes to the RV industry. Especially when you're spending $80, $90, $100, $120,000. You have to know what these problems are going into it. It doesn't mean don't go buy one. I'm not sitting here saying don't go buy a Brinkley RV. What I am saying is if you buy a Brinkley RV that's on the lot right now, the chances of it having this sidewall cracking is going to be very high. The structural failure of the sidewall, not of the chassis, of the sidewall, is really big right now. Because this is a massive problem that Brinkley RV is going through and that they are addressing. Okay, and they're trying to address it quickly for not only the consumer, but for their own. They have their, look, Brinkley RV, unlike a lot of big corporate type of companies has extra incentive to get this done and get this done quickly. Number one is, now that I'm exposing it, service departments will expose it. It'll get exposed all over the internet. There's no stopping it. They've already, I'm not going to say they, someone is deleting other people's posts about the sidewall cracks. I don't know who. You can guess who that is on your own time and in your own head. But once it gets to the level of me, Liz Amazing, Jason at RV Miles, a bunch of the independents, there's no stopping the information from getting out there. So they have extra incentive to get this fixed and done. And again, I'm not trying to pick on them, but it's unlike Forest River or Keystone or Jayco, because if you go look at the history of the ownership group of Brinkley RV, that ownership group is known for building a company up, putting on a pedestal, and selling it for a very high price and a high profit margin. So when you have this kind of major problem, then you got to get it squashed and fixed quickly. Now, proof positive that I know that they will take care of this and take care of this in a timely manner is the fact that a similar situation happened when they started Grand Design with the axles on a lot of their reflection fifth wheels. This is going back almost 10 years ago. The reflection fifth wheels had axles that were underrated and were causing major problems with their reflection and some of their solitude fifth wheels. This is back in the day. And let me tell you, within 7 months, they had that done and fixed. They upgraded folks' axles. They put new axles or bigger axles and bigger brakes on the newer stuff out of the factory. I'm pretty sure at this point, it would be tough for me to trust a Brinkley coming out of the factory right now or a Brinkley that's on the dealership lot right now. 3 months from now, when we get closer to summer, as we approach year model 2026, I'm pretty sure that they're going to figure out what their frame problem is within the sidewall of the fifth wheels and the travel trailers and fix it. And they probably will never have the problem again. Now, you got to realize, from my professional opinion, it's the framing of the sidewall. And it's nothing wrong with glue, like Nate Goldberg said. Oh, it's an adhesion problem. Give me a break. Spin doctor, master marketer. There's another M word for that, but we won't get into that. But I'm pretty sure what's wrong, and I've verified this with a few other people I've talked to over the phone that are bodywork guys and service guys, is that this is more than likely caused by the lack of flex in the frame. Okay, so there's frame failure, which people called frame flex for a while, Grand Design. But with everything, including boats and trailers, horse trailers, agriculture trailers, RVs, fifth wheels, fifth wheel toils, they all have to flex going down the road to allow the stress of the road, because pretty much every RV is a earthquake on wheels. Okay, so the earthquake, just like say your house is standing still on a fault line and it has no flex and it's stiff as a board while the rest of the world is moving around it, you're going to get splits and cracks up your foundation and up your walls of your home. Same concept with RVs. So in a fifth wheel and a fifth wheel toy hauler's case, if there isn't enough flex going down the road, it's going to cause that fiberglass to stress and crack. And that's by all the pictures people have been sending me. And people have been sending me pictures left and right and posts left and right because they're afraid they're going to get deleted quickly. Don't know who would be doing that. Anyway, Um, it's something at the end of the day that will get addressed and is probably more than likely an easy fix, but a time consuming fix. And I think that's why Brinkley has reached out to outside sources to see if they can outsource a lot of the work since they're stuffed full of this problem. So again, something to be aware of, okay? You know what, Sherry, as far as I know, I've heard estimates of 1,000. I've heard as little as 500. People exaggerate and under exaggerate. I would say probably the way it's being described, it's got to be north of 500. I don't think it's going to be any more than, let's say, 2,000 or 3,000 at the most, because not everybody travels long distances and on big highways. A lot of people do a lot of local camping, or perhaps have it parked on a property and are living in it. Those people wouldn't show the cracks and wouldn't show the problem, because the reality is that it's not moving. So I would say it's got to be north of 500, but it's probably couldn't be more than 2,000 or 3,000. Yeah, everything has a flex. Everything has to have a flex. Well, Jeff Watson, there are people who are, so here's the thing. I'm being told that by owners of Brinkley's, that it's 2022s, 2023s, 2024s, and 2025s having this problem. The issue is someone is scouring Facebook and Instagram and Reddit and deleting these people's posts or having their posts removed. So this has apparently been a problem for a couple of years now. This isn't something that just peeked its head. It's just gotten so big and massive that it can't be hidden anymore. Okay? I got to go. I just wanted to kind of bring that up and give you guys an update. I did an update video on the main channel. It'll show up tomorrow morning. Just remember, toolkit and sense of humor.